Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with us. This is a special report from the Legion Outpost. I'm just glad that you took the time to stop in here and maybe think about listening to what we have to say. This is really a special opportunity. We just passed 900 subscribers, and I'm excited about that. And we want to make a push for 1,000 subscribers, and so we're really just in the transition to make a push from 900 to 1,000. And so what I want to do in that push is I want to make that, I would like to make it to 1,000 before my birthday. And my birthday is March 17th. So I'm kind of, it's only a few weeks away. It's 3 weeks away. It's also before we give our great big main giveaway. And so we've been talking about this a little bit. We have a giveaway coming up, and it's for some alternate art cards, and we would really just love for you to have an opportunity to get some of these alternate art cards. But this video is not just about the giveaway. It's not just about the push for 1,000, because what happens if I do make it to 1,000? Not only will I continue to do videos, obviously, but the I'll give another giveaway, another major giveaway. And so some of the things I've got just on hand would be some of these unnatural resource kits that I can give away. And so I got them in English and German and Spanish and French. And so if you speak Spanish or French or German, I almost guarantees you'll win one of those. Just let me know that that's your language of preference. The English, there's a few less of them, but we'll have a chance for you guys to win those as well. And so the reality is, I'm excited to get close to 1,000 subscribers, and so I'm going to keep recording. And this video also is my theory casting, or my thinking about some lists for a tournament I'm doing. I'm going to a tournament the day before my birthday with 4 other members from Legion's Outpost, and we're all going to go to this tournament and kind of take that weekend. I don't get away to a lot of tournaments because of my job, and what I do, it takes up most weekends. So that anything on a weekend makes it a little harder to get to. But so I've been thinking a little bit about some tournament lists, and I really want to play my Rebels. And right now, the Rebels aren't in the best place unless you're going to play Ewoks, and I don't want to play a full 14 activation Ewok list because I don't have that many Ewoks, and I can't afford to do that. So I've been thinking about my Rebel list a little bit, and there's 3 lists that I'm coming in. The reason the Rebels aren't doing really great is because of there are a ton of people playing Gar and Clone and a Clone Ball with Yoda or Padme for sure, Padme Yoda, or Padme Anakin, and even a Padme Obi-Wan's been played at the Worlds, not Worlds, LVOs. And so there is a lot of clones, and clones have a lot of defensive tech, and it defends well against Rebels. Plus, they hit hard, and Rebels don't actually defend very well. So it's kind of their nemesis is a lot of clones. So I've been looking at how do I kind of get into this. And so I got a couple lists I want to take a look at that I might be playing at this tournament. So let's jump right into it and just kind of take a look at some of these lists. So here we are on my favorite list builder, Legion HQ, and I'm a sucker for Princess Leia. I really like Princess Leia, so she's one of my favorite characters in the movies, but also in the game. I really think she's very versatile, and she can be played with anything. So I'm going to start with Princess Leia, and then I'm going to jump right into this one's going to probably be an Echo-based list, because I think Echo-based defenders might be a decent way of competing. And so I'm going to jump in with Chewie. I think Chewie has some importance. I'm going to throw on my usual Princess Leia stuff, and then Chewie, I am going to give him extra dodge. I'm going to give him protector because You should be playing Protector on Chewie. And then think I'm either going to give him Duck and Cover or Situational Awareness, depending on how many points I have. So let's stop there for a second. And I'm going to have at least 2 cannons because range 5 will help me against clones, which gives me a little bit further range band, and I'm going to be fighting clones, so it's probably going to be mainly troopers. So let's get the suppression out there. So that's how we're going to start. We need some core, and you can only take a Rebel Veterans with this faction, this battle force. So I'm going to take a Mark II at least, and I'll probably take, well, you got to take 2 Rebel Veterans. That equals your 3 core that you have to have, so that's kind of where I am. And I'm going to put the gun on one of them for sure, and the other one, I think for sure I'm going to put a comms relay and a comm officer and HU uplink. And so I'll probably put the gun on it too, but let's start there. The one with the gun that's not got the comms, well, let's put the ones with comm officer get recal, and he's going to get that out a little further and maybe get me an early combat. Now, they do get situation awareness is good because they do get a dodge if they get an order. We'll come back to that in a second because we want to fill this out a little bit more and see what we can do. Let's see, there's nothing in Special Forces. I couldn't remember. Now, I've played this list that's very similar to this right now and added a couple of these. Let's just see what, that brings us 9 activations. Not bad attack. Gives us some speed and mobility. You could also say, okay, I don't want to go this way. And you can go with 2 Tauntauns. And that gives you a, flanking, hard-hitting unit. The problem with Tauntauns is they die pretty quick. 8 health between the unit 4 before it takes damage. They do have some defensive tech with agile, reposition, the relentless sharpshooter, unhindered. I don't play with them a lot. Let's leave them there for a second because Tauntauns used to be the thing. Let's add another one of those, and then let's add another big gun. That brings us to 10 activations so far. Not the worst thing I've ever seen. Sometimes when you run Chewie, you're like, should I run hand too? I don't like to run Han naked, so that's not what way I'm gonna go. Oops. I got rid of something I wasn't thinking about getting rid of there. So let's go back and get that, and let's go back and get that, and leave it like that for a second. 93 points, get 2 of them. We got 2 lasers. We're at 9 activations. We still have those fast moving Tauntauns that give us some versatility that we might not have otherwise. And then let's Tenax. We'll be getting rid of one of those. Tenax, not a horrible. I don't hate this. Well, let's look at the command cards. Definitely taking that one. Ready to take that one. Take that one. And ready to take that one. I will go over why I'm taking these. Command Bombardment, you get those 3 nice attacks. No Time for Sorrow gives you that extra movement for 2 units. Courage in the Rebellion gives you 2 recoveries, and recoveries are always handy. Hold at any cost allows you to get every core unit in this case, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4 units, gets an aim, and then it gives you all your guns, your laser cannons, and your medium blasters. It gives them a standby, and so that's a pretty powerful card. Standing orders you have to take, so let's leave us with a couple other cards. We definitely want to take, I like this one, I do, and then we're kind of left with Delayed Tactics. And unfortunately, Delayed Tactics isn't like anything spectacular. It's just like, hey, Delayed Tactics. So what Delayed Tactics lets you do is Echo Base Commander. Opponents must choose one of their non-commanders, face up border tokens if able, and return it to their objective pools. The good thing about that is it forces them to maybe get rid of something that can give them a supportive fire or something, that fire support. So that's the one good thing about that one. Other than that, let's take a quick look at what we got here. We got 3 range 4 shooters, 1 range 3 shooter, some fast mobile things, 2 range 5 shooters, another range 3 shooter, and a range 2 shooter that is going to be handing out aims and dodges and stuff like that. 1 option for fire support. We can put this on just to give us a little more order control for distance. And that brings us up to 800. But we're running our Tauntaun riders naked then. And the reality is you really don't want to run them naked. They've got Sharpshooter and Relentless, which means they shoot. That's 4 red. It's a pretty good dice pool for, you're going to have 1 cover probably. So 1 gun to cover, 3 possible hits. The RAM is kind of really nice. RAM 1, but it's 2, so RAM 2, allowing you to alter your dice. The keyword, if you don't know what RAM does, it's right here. During your modified dice stage step, you may change X attack dice to a crit, which kind of is awesome because if you got blanks, you can go to crits, which is kind of a cool word for 2 dice. But they're going to get wounded coming in, so sometimes something like Tenacity on them is a little bit better because you get extra red dice. The other thing is you could put something that gives them an aim, like offensive push, but both of those are 6 points, so you're going to need 12 points to get there. Of course, which would really help is situational awareness, but situational awareness is 6 points on them as well. So if you're going to get there, you're going to have to kind of find the point somewhere, and you're not going to take it off of, you could take this off and this off, but that's not going to get you all the way there. You can run them, if you're going to run them to try to attack in close combat, you can put that on them, but then you're again over 2, so then you have to lose 2 points somewhere, and so it doesn't really get you where you want. And then, as I said, this is going to cost you this. Oh, it's going to cost you even more. It costs you 8 on them. So Tenacity is better. I don't know why sometimes it does that. It just doesn't go and you hit it, and you got to go twice. Losing 2 points is not exactly something you want to do. If you do lose 2 points, you're going to be losing a lot more. Like say I want to lose because you're not got a lot on there, right? So now I've lost a ton of points, and then I can use situational, or I can add this. We're just out of a opportunity to get like 1 point over to then get a healer, because a healer is always handy, but 1 point away doesn't really help us because again we're locked into that problem again. So popping a extra veteran on one, getting him a move up, and then grabbing situational for him, and then maybe getting another one to move up so we can kind of build better. 10 activations, I'm a little bit more in favor of that. And so there we go. We got that. And then objectives. I'm not going to do my card layout, but objectives is kind of important. You can run breakthrough with this because you've got 2 guys that can break through. And if you hold them back, you can do that. You can always run sabotage moisture evaporators. You could run hostage exchange because of Leia, but that's also good for recover the supplies. You can grab that and run with that, but you don't want to be playing that against clones. So like breakthrough, maybe force the clones to kind of move a bit. You could also run bombing run against clones. And you want to be able to do stuff that you're good at too, obviously. And so sabotage, moisture evaporators is good. And then key positions, you can cover them, and you have 8 scoring units, which is more than cores that can score on key position. Your 2 laser turrets can't. Actually, let's just quickly read that. In victory at the end of the game, for each terrain piece with an objective token player who has the most unit lasers to base contact with the terrain piece victory. You could put your emplacement trooper rate at it, maybe, if you get the right placement. I'm going to play key positions. I don't see myself getting the bid anyways, but that's kind of where I'm going with the first thoughts. So that, this is just a quick thought that we might have. So this is a list that I'm thinking about, and it's one of the lists, and I don't play Tauntauns a lot, but I do know them well enough. And as I said, I could change that out and put a little more core and maybe Han in there. But this is kind of what I'm really thinking about, something like this. And we're going to copy that, and I'm just going to put that in my Discord so I can paste it later to the video. And then we're going to start again, and this time we're going to very different. We're not going to go a Battle Force. We're going to get rid of Leia. We're going to get rid of all, well, we're going to keep a couple of those because we like those. And we're going to get rid of the Tauntauns. And we'll start with these. And then this one's going to be more what you see sometimes being played right now. And we're going to go with K2 and Caspian, and that's going to be the foundation for the starting for. And now he's always worthwhile of getting him some extra stuff. The he's dug and cover. I like putting on him. Now the question is, do you put situational? That's the most common thing put on him. And so I think we'll go with situational. It just gives him a chance to, get rid of those things. And then K2 is going to take a gun, and he's going to be given ducks, so dodges away and things. There we are. We got 5 activations started. And so we want to lean into a bit of that long shot again, and we're going to pull up our cannon, and this time, once again, we are going to put that on there. So sometimes two cannons are better than one, so we'll go like that. And we got 7 activations already. Now, Intel Recon, that gives us cannon. Look at that. We might go with... Here's where we can be a little bit fun, because we've got a little more options because we are playing K2. One of the things I like to do is sometimes throw Princess Leia with them. I could also throw Jyn. Princess Leia is a little cheaper. I could throw a Rebel Officer. Let's put Princess Leia in there. She does have a couple good cards that can be used in that situation. That's 8 activations. We're going to just pad that activation a little bit with another Mark II because we can. And that brings us up to 9. And then we got some more core. One of the things about this is now you can throw in one of these guys. They're not exactly a cheap activations if you're going to run them completely the way you should run them. And that is with a Pike Capital. And so we're going to run that with a Pike Capital. And now we still have, that's 10 activations. We're going to get to at least 11 activations, but that's giving us some good range shooters. And I like, and a lot of people don't like this, but we can go with either another core unit, or we can go with we got 70 points to spend, and we could pad the activations even more, and add a Ewok unit in there that for 35 points that can just be our, go get something. The problem is we can't really command that Ewok unit very well unless I throw that on her. Then let's pull an Ewok unit, and this is just going to be a naked Ewok unit. Leaves us with 30 points, and we're not going to be exactly naked then if we got 30 points. Let's throw that there, and we think about what we have. Is that unit worth it? Is that unit worth 86, 76? Give us 65 points. $7.99, 11 activations, 3 at range 5, a couple of range 4s. We got a slingers just to go out there and be a pest. I'm not saying that this is going to be a strong Princess Leia, Cassian. I don't hate this. Is there a better way to spend my 65 points though? ADRTs aren't great. What they are good for, though, is taking shots that can be given. Like a flaming ATRT is really good if you can get it there, but he ain't getting it there. Like, I'm not getting it there. But they do offer cover. A little bit of mobile cover is not always a bad thing. But a 3 pot shot's not worth it. Like 5 is better, but not huge. Let's... this is where it gets really hard. I'm sorry I went a little blank there and quiet for a second. And you just kind of like, there we go. I like this combination. Not too many people use the MLP57, but I kind of like it. And so this is my second list, and we don't have these cards, so we won't be able to use them, but commanding cards, we're definitely going again with this and this. Caspian's cards, we're going to go with them. They're all really good, actually. And then the question is, what do we do with the next card? And that's situational good. Sacrifice, covering fire. After a core unit performs a range attack, another friendly core range at 1 to 2 gains a dodge. Dodges are always good. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core units in there. Might be the way to go. And so let's take a quick look. We will not be doing breakthrough on this one. We will not be doing bombing run on this one. Sabotage, key position, yes. The other ones you can look at is recovering the supplies. Not really something you want to do on this. You could do hostage exchange if you get the right layout. And payload can be pretty handy on this one too. So let's do payload, and we'll do hostage exchange. And then if you get the right loadout, they're not a bad idea. So this is kind of a list, and we're just going to call this K2. And then I think that's where we're going to go with that one, and then copy and paste. Now, the question here is, there is one other list I was thinking about, and it's more daring than the other list. It's not quite the what you expect type of list. It's going to start with 2 air speeders, and then it's going to get rid of K2. It's going to get rid of Caspian, and we're going to go with a bounty hunter in Din, and we're going to go with Sabine Wren. And then we're going to get rid of Leia, and we're going to put in a officer on here. We do have an officer right there, field commander. And we're going to put, I think, is that a field commander too? No. This one gives, choose a friendly trooper that you are transporting or at range 1 to 2, and they get a dodge. And that's a free action. We're going to take him as our field commander. And then we're going to take this one to give us a speed advantage as we need. And then we are going to take the and then we're not going to take his jetpack, but we are going to take his flame, and we are going to take an extra dodge, because who doesn't like dodges? And then for him, we go back over here and get our one with Shriv. We're going to there. The one with that, we're going to go there. And then we are going to put the extra points. And Gonk Droid. Now, same thing here. We're going to get a Gonk Droid. And then we're going to go with the heavier hitter. And we're going to go with the heavier hitting gun. And this is going to be the one that we give a little more blasting to. And so that's kind of the point. So right now we're still way higher than we need to be. We'll get rid of one of these cannons because we don't need that in this list. And we're going to get rid of that trooper there. And probably these Ewoks as well. There we go. We're getting closer, and we're at 8 activations. I do want to be at 9 activations because that's where I want to be with all of this. I like to be at least 1 activation more than I would see on the majority of clones, and so most of them are around 8. So if we are running that, we'd have to lose 22 points. And that leaves us down to losing 3. But that is a naked Sabine Wren, and I don't want to be a naked Sabine Wren. So, Sabine Wren needs some stuff. Don't know about her sword, but we are going to give her a shield, and we are going to give her... do we give her a whip? Yeah, we give her a whip. Or do we give her another dodge, which helps her stay alive longer? Close and personal. She's going to have dodges from that, but let's give her that. And let's give this guy some ability to hand out some dodges to everybody else. He is going to want Hunter. And we don't need HQ uplink on him because of the way he's in. But there now, 7 activations. I can get myself. I need another core. Gonna get that for the cheapest one, and then can I get my big gun? I can get my big gun, and I want that on, but now I got to lose 9 points, and that's where this gets hard because you're always looking for points to lose. And I need certain things on certain people. So you're like, how do I get rid of 9 points? Well, the best way to do it is get rid of a big gun and put the smaller gun on it. And then I've got 11 points to spare, and I can do a lot more with that 11 points. Like, give this comms relay. There we have 9 activations, and this is the 3rd list that I'm thinking about. So these are the 3 lists I'm thinking about. If you made it this far, you're really much better than most people, and I thank you for making it this far. And so that is where we are going. And thank you guys for making it this far into the list with us. And I thank you for taking a part in this conversation, and help us by liking, subscribing, and being involved in our future. And the more subscribers, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. So please subscribe, take the time to subscribe, and like and comment, and you'll be entered in. If you subscribe, like, and comment, you'll be entered in all our draws. And if you join our Discord, you'll even have more chances to get our draws because we'll have monthly Discord draws. So we're excited for that and hope to see you again. And thank you for taking part in this video. And I will see you next time. And may the force be with you.